to press record.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. We're all laughing because I'm supposed to record and I forgot to press record. So it's that kind of Wednesday. Thank you for being here. It's 2024.
Yay.
Okay, we're not excited.
Happy New Year's.
Yay. Yay. Super excited.
So as supervisors, those are the different responses that we will have depending on where we are. But today, Alex, Jen, and myself want to talk to you in regards to grace with resolutions. As supervisors, we tell ourselves what we're going to do different every year with our supervisees. And all of you supervisees have a different idea when it comes to the resolutions that all of you are working, which usually tends to be like getting so many clients, being on top of your notes. I'm laughing because that never happens for
It's
any
nice
of us.
to have a dream, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what will we want to add here, Jen and Alex, in regards to what do we want to share with supervisees when it comes to having grace with the resolutions that we go crazy setting up, either when you're celebrating, I'm not going to say drinking, when you're celebrating, plans for New Year, because we cannot say that because apparently we're not human. But when you're celebrating and you're like, next year, what is it that we want to share with them?
I want to start off just first of all, be very mindful of the attitude you take when you set those resolutions. The energy how it shows up when you share your resolution. Be very mindful. I was talking to Liliana earlier today about the difference between comparison versus inspiration. Meaning, if I'm going to have my resolutions, I want to be very mindful, even though it's normal and natural for ourselves to start comparing. Once we go into comparison mindset, there's always a one up, one down, where, oh, Jen is ahead of me. Oh, I'm behind. I'm coming short. Could we start going into shortcoming and where we're lacking where someone is above us? And so to nip this in the butt, I would always say reframe. Instead of going into comparison, go into inspiration. Like, hey, Liliana, I see that you already accomplished 4 of your goals. Can you teach me? Can you show me what's your plan? What is working for you? Because when we take the attitude and we reframe with inspiration, we tend to use each other as cheerleaders and motivators to move forward in accomplishing them. Whereas when we go into comparison, it kind of goes into self-loathing and a negative stance of where I'm not achieving things and where I'm falling behind. And so it helps keep us focused and be very intentional with our goals as we move forward.
Jen?
Yeah. Everything Alex just said. And I'll tell you that this is something that I have found myself kind of struggling with lately. And I think that, it's interesting because I think our supervisees don't always know that we are also having these feelings and we are also like navigating and working through all of these things too. So I know sometimes it looks like we just show up for supervision or like, hey, what you got? But there is a mindful kind of track that we're on. Like we know there's different stages of supervision. There's different models. So all of those things are kind of running through our heads too, the same way that it is, just a therapist with your client in your session. I know that it may seem like you just show up at your therapist's office and you're like, hey, what do you want to talk about today? But as a therapist, there's something else going on there. Like you're kind of on a road, you're trying to kind of guide along a path here to some extent. So, giving some grace with those expectations too, that it's not always going to look perfect. And it's fine. And as supervisors, we aren't expecting it to look perfect. We're expecting that there will be bumps and we're expecting that there will be challenges that we will navigate together. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love, right? Because as therapists, we are connecting what the goals that the clients agree or they brought to us. As supervisors, we're always connecting to what the requirements that all of you have as supervisees. I love the Jen named this, which is if you are a licensure supervisee, then we have to go check constantly here in Colorado with Dora, like what is it that is required of you? If we are supervising you for play therapy, we all know how APT changed all those things. Fun. So we have to make sure in what phase are you on. Are you meeting all these goals? All of if we're doing EMDR, same thing. So as supervisors, we don't just show up, but we also try to be not only graceful with ourselves because we're humans and we tend to have parallel process with you as a supervisee, and we understand that you as a supervisee tend to have a parallel process with your clients. There's a lot of things that we're holding. So the invitation from Alex is, can you be graceful and not compare? We all know that we suck because we tend to compare. And on this field, it's even intensified of, or you're doing that credential, or you're doing this training, or, whatever it is. So of course we're going to compare, right? So the invitation of the inspiration from Alex is, how can you have grace for yourself and realize that when you're human, there's plenty of time to take trainings. I learned this from my supervisor. She may not believe that I listened to her, but I did. And you will have time, but can we make your goals for the year more concrete? Can we help you connect to the goal for which you hire us? Because there was a process here too. And can you pace yourself? I was sharing with Alex earlier that I have not done my homework for, actually was last week. Yes, I have a confession to make. And I'm not sure that it's going to happen today. Am I prideful that I'm not meeting a deadline? No. But am I giving myself grace for paying attention to what my body needs, my state of mind needs, and not pushing through because that is the norm? So the invitation for all of us, and I think that's what I'm hearing, right? Which is, let's always connect back to what is the goal. We don't expect being perfect, as Jen shared that, because if you're, we're the wrong supervisors for you.
Totally.
And comparison is normal, but how can we help you bring you back to, this is normal, this is developmental, as Jen mentioned. And we're here to help you. We're not just sitting down because we made it, because we're on the other side. We're here because we have gained some wisdom, believe it or not. At least that's what we tell ourselves.
That's what we tell ourselves. Yeah. And, also with the resolutions, I hate New Year's resolutions. Also when we're talking about goals and achievements, let's also name that these are fluid. What you think your goal is right now at this moment in time, because we watched, a bunch of things. We've had some time to read a bunch of memes over the past, like whatever, maybe
not
we're
even
super
books,
inspired.
guys, memes.
I know, right. Our knowledge might come from memes right now, and that's okay because that's where we're at. But you might. I think people tend to start off the new year, especially being super inspired. We've had a little bit of downtime, maybe. And so we have all of these goals, and those goals might change in a couple months because life still continues to happen. So, we also, in the spirit of giving ourselves grace and not comparing ourselves to others or comparing ourselves to what we have envisioned that we should be doing, also giving some grace to, we are fluid parts of this, whole life thing.
Beautiful.
And that it's going to change, and we have to be able to kind of go with that.
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Is that a takeaway as we're closing the video? Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's from the 90s. Let's just, you remember?
Like the 70s.
We just dated ourselves, but that's
I know.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's from the 90s.
I'm just
Totally
gonna
from the
smile. I'm
90s.
just gonna smile and nod.
Whatever. Alex is in denial this morning. So take away, just go with the flow. Be okay to change. Be okay to pivot. We do it every single video.
Yeah, yes, definitely. 100%.
Anything else that you want to share before we say bye?
Yeah. Again, just have mercy with yourself on your 5 domains, and just know that we pivot, we change, life happens. And so be loving and caring to yourself when this does happen.
Okay. So until next one. Oh, go ahead.
No, same.
Same. We're gonna go and put the Ice Cube song up. You can do it. so that you can
Yeah.
pump yourself, because that's right, we're staying on the 90s this morning. When we post this video, in there, you will have our contact information. Call us if you have any suggestions in regards to what you want to hear us talk about. Or if you're looking for supervision or consultation, we can either help you with this or guide you to some amazing supervisors that we have here in our area. But we're here to support you. So until next time.
Bye-bye.